See how I draw it nice and light at first? Makes it easier for me to do the dark lines right after. And what the character I'm drawing right now is one of my favorites. He's called the Incredible Hulk. And he was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and is mostly known now for his role, I guess you want to call it, on the Avengers, with the Avengers films. He was always one of my favorites, and because he was two people, and so he could always go from, he was never mean though. That's one of the things. He was so powerful, but he was never mean. But he could always be like the scientist, and then even though he seems like he's not intelligent, he still knows right and wrong, and he's the Hulk, and that nature is still there, to be a good person, and that was one of my things that I always loved the most about him. And even though he's always angry when he's the Hulk, he doesn't always look angry when he's the Hulk. So this is how it's really furrowed brow and that real power. He has his top lip is long, and his nose is short, the bridge. For such a big character, he really doesn't have a really broad chin, which is opposite of Superman. Superman's a large figure, an imposing character, but he doesn't. He has a large chin because it used to represent all the time a stronger type male figure. But the Hulk doesn't have that because he's a tortured man. He's not just a monster. He's a tortured man, and that leaves a bit of human to him. Not that Superman isn't human, but Superman isn't human. He's not human. He's from another planet, where Hulk is actually from Earth. So Hulk is actually more human, even in his Hulk state, than Superman ever will be. And this is the basic, what's called a construction drawing. And this gives us all the basic construction of the character. And you can see the character come to life now. Now I'm going to add some of his hair. And he's had different iterations of hair in the past. I don't like to make him with a really small tuft of hair on his head. And ever since the movie, they give him a little more, some curls actually. But sometimes it looks okay, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to give something in between. I usually do that. Give something somewhere in between. Never been too great with Hulk's hair, but I think this will suffice. Anyway, as you can see, he's an angry man. I don't make his eyes too broad because it just doesn't look right when it's like that. He doesn't look as tough. I put a couple of wrinkles in here because that makes it look like his nose is kind of turned up and he's a bit angry all the time. But I mean, that's basically the drawing of the Hulk. That's pretty much the essence of who the Hulk is. Add in a few shadows here. I'm drawing with a ballpoint pen because if you know how to use it, you can get tones, and it's kind of cool to be able to get some of these tones and some of these lines. And but there you go. I can fill this in. I use the side of the pen, by the way. If I want, these lines can be really thick and heavy, but I just use the side of the pen. This should be a little more like that. Yeah, that looks okay. I think we'll probably come in a little over here. There you go. The Hulk. Rawr.